Make sure everybody in your circle have a purpose. Everybody surrounds you. Make sure they got a purpose for your life. Make sure they got a purpose to be in your life, a purpose to be around you. Make sure you understand everybody around you intentions. I'm talking about their true intentions for you. Make sure you understand it. Make sure you acknowledge and pay attention to people's intentions. So you think because you got people in your circle, because your circle's small, that the people around you, they're safe. You understand what they are, and that their purpose is generally for the best interest of you. But you'll be surprised at how many people around you right now, how many of your close friends, close relatives, family members, that has other intentions for you, intentions that you couldn't even imagine for you. They're sitting there clocking you. You know what clocking you mean? They measuring every single thing about you. They measuring your wallet. They measure how much money you spend, how much money you got, how much money you making, how much time you spend in certain places, how much time you spend in your car, how much you spent on your cars, how much you spent on your shoes, how much you spent on your clothes. They clocking every single thing about you. If you're a female, they're clocking your nails, they're clocking your hair. You're a dude, they're clocking your jewelry, they're clocking your sneakers. They sitting there watching your every single move. But see, we all get confused, right? We all get confused. And we think the biggest threat that's coming in our lives is coming from somebody at the supermarket looking at us crazy. We see that person staring at us all weird, just giving us a little too much attention in the parking lot. And we asking, who are you? What are you looking at? Because you think the greatest threat on your life, the greatest threat to you is coming from someone who's unfamiliar to you, someone that don't know you, someone just looking a little too hard, that's admiring you too much from the outside. Somebody you don't know their name, you don't know their face, all you know they keep staring at you. They keep looking at you. You don't like the way they mean mug you. You don't like the way their grit looks. And you think that they're the biggest threat. But you couldn't be more mistaken. You couldn't be more wrong. See, because the biggest threats, most likely, are the people who are around you. Listen to me, people. Let me tell you something. You worry about that stranger trying to do something to you. You need to watch your family. You need to watch the people who you let in your circle. That's why you need a small circle. You need a circle the size of a Cheerio. I know what you're probably saying, yo, you're too small of a circle. You're isolating yourself too much, you put yourself in danger. You can't be sitting here thinking everybody is against you. You start to think paranoid. You start being paranoid. It ain't about being paranoid. It's about being smart. It's about being safe. It's about understanding some things, people. It's about understanding some things. Sometimes it's your family that you gotta watch the most because they're the ones that are ready to turn you over for a quick buck. They're the ones ready to set you up for a quick buck. They're the ones who want to see your downfall, and they should be the ones cheering you on. They're the ones sitting here looking at you, and they're not admiring you, but envying your every single move. They don't like the fact that you bought that new house. They don't like the fact that you got that new car. They don't like the way you dress, and they certainly can't stand the way you talk. But you ain't paying attention, though, people, because you thinking because they smile at you and they smile in your faces. You think them little snarky remarks is all in a joke, but there's a lot of tension behind that. There's some tension behind those jokes. There's envy behind that. The way they're speaking to you, the way they're looking at you. There's some realness in that joke. There's some truth behind that joke. But we're not supposed to be sitting here talking about present right now. We're supposed to be talking about history, right? So let's talk about history, because I still think some of y'all don't believe it. Y'all don't think the closest people that will affect you or will threaten you or will cause harm to you, because see, some of y'all right now thinking, no, my aunt won't do nothing to me, my mom won't do nothing to me, my brother won't do nothing to me, not my cousin got my back, my bestie is my ride or die, she with me for everything, he with me through everything, they gonna ride with me because they say it on Facebook that, yo, I'm one call away. Yeah, they one call away, all right? They one call away, but we'll get back to that. So we're going to talk about history, people. All right, briefly. We're just going to talk about history. I know y'all don't want to hear about history, but we're going to briefly just go down a trip down memory lane real quick. Remember Jesus? Remember Jesus? Son of God. Remember what happened to him? Jews betrayed him for 30 shekels of silver, equivalent of $197 today. $197 today. He betrayed Jesus. Set him up for death. Set him up to be crucified. Walked into the garden, kissed Jesus on the forehead, and called him rabbi. So that his betrayers, the people who wanted to kill Jesus, know exactly who to target. Remember Peter? Peter told Jesus, I will never deny you. I'll never deny you. Jesus said you're going to deny me 3 times before the rooster crow. You don't think Peter did? Peter denied Jesus 3 times in order to save his own neck. He didn't want to hang on that cross next to Jesus, even though he said, similar to your peoples, he's a ride or die. I'm a ride or die. I'm a ride with you, Jesus. Yo, I don't care what they do. I'm going to hang on that cross next to you. But when it came down, he looked out for himself. Remember Julius Caesar? You ever heard about him in history class? He got killed, stabbed 23 times by his closest friends. One of them being Brutus. Brutus set him up, Caesar up to get killed, stabbed 23 times. But y'all don't know about them. Some of y'all don't read the Bible, and y'all don't believe in the Bible. Some of y'all don't know nothing about history. But for all y'all people, y'all know Malcolm X? Man, still some mystery about who killed Malcolm X. You ever heard that saying, get your hand out my pocket? Where he got shot in front of his whole entire family, killed in front of the congregation that he was trying to lift up, that he was trying to save. But the same people who he was trying to help and build up, he got murdered in front of his whole entire family. And you still think the person who telling you they're going to ride and die for you, they down for you, they one phone call away from you, ain't going to sit here and turn it back on you, ain't going to stab you in the back. Go back to what I said. Judas betrayed Jesus for 30 shekels of silver. That's $197 today. $197, you betray your friend. You betray your friend for $197. You think about that. Think about how far it's taking you. It's not even a plane ticket, people. It's not a plane ticket to Florida right there. You think what it's doing for you. That may pay one bill. It may pay a phone bill. That's what you're going to betray your friend for? That's how much a person's life is worth? Then you looking around and you seeing people and you letting people in your life. People that's uncomfortable about you. People you uncomfortable with. And you letting them in your circle. And you allowing people to be close to you. You allowing people into your house. You allowing people into your business. You allowing these people around your children. You allowing people who you never pay attention to. Because their handshake ain't matching their smile. And you don't see it because you don't want to believe it. Because they on Facebook, when you sitting here turning up and talk about how you got beef and how somebody else talk out of line, you want to step to them and they on Facebook talking about, yeah, and I'm a phone call away and I'm going to follow up because I'm your cousin and I'm your brother and I'm your sister. When the whole time they sitting there praying and praying and praying on your downfall. They can't wait till you hit the ground. Not so they can lift you up, not so they can show you how supportive they are and reach their hand down to you and say, here, grab my hand so I can pull you back up. So they can stand up over top of you and point at you and laugh and say, ha, 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 I knew it was coming because you thought you was too big for your britches. Remember you thought you was better than everybody else? Remember you was all cocky, all high and mighty? You thought you was a crap? Remember you came to me talking about you bought a new car and tell me what I need to do about a car? Remember you was trying to tell me how I need to change my attitude if I want to find a man, or how I need to change my attitude and the way I move and go the heck home? If you want to keep a good woman, remember you was doing all that? Now look at you. Look at you now on the ground. They can't wait for you to fall. They can't wait for you to slide. Remember you was sitting there rocking all the jewelry? Where your jewelry at now? They can't wait till that stuff start to drip off your neck. They can't wait till you lose your car. Oh man, your car got repossessed? They ain't trying to give you a ride. They want to remind you every single day about remember you was driving around that luxury car? What happened to that? Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. What happened to you? Those ain't Rolex diamonds. What happened to that? That's where they looking at you now. They sitting there waiting to criticize you, but you allowing these people around you. You allowing people around you in your circle right now who don't have no intentions of lifting you up, no intentions of helping you. But you gotta make sure everybody around you have a purpose, and you gotta make sure that you have a purpose in everybody's life that you're involved in. See, this is the problem sometimes even in small circles. See, sometimes we talk about small circle and we talk about making sure people have a purpose in their lives. What we mistake is that, yo, you have to have a purpose in your life. You have to bring value into my life. You have to bring some kind of gift into my life. You're supposed to give me something. So you're supposed to be meaning. You're supposed to give me some kind of support, whether it's moral support, financial support, some sort of support. You are supposed to give me. You're supposed to give me advice when I need it. You're supposed to be an ear when I listen. When I need to listen. You're supposed to be a sounding board. You're supposed to be something. A crutch. You're supposed to be some level of support and to have a purpose in my life. But here's where the mistake at. Here's where the delusion comes in, people. See, it works both ways. The same way a person in your life should have a purpose in your life, a beneficial purpose in your life, is the same way you should have a purpose in their life. You should be beneficial to them. You should be a sounding board. You should be an ear to listen. You should be a person lifting them up, picking them up. If they feeling sad, you don't gotta know their business, but yo, I'm gonna say something nice to you. I'm gonna take you out. Maybe you, not the person always picking up the check. I'm gonna pick it up. I pick it up sometimes. We switch up. Maybe you're not the person always driving. I'm gonna drive sometimes. This relationship is going to be 100, 100. You put 100% in it, I'm going to put 100% in it. We're going to give to each other. You can't only just have to worry about coming to me for advice. I can come to you for advice. We can come to each other. We're going to lift each other up. We're going to hold each other up. We're going to be each other's crutches. We're going to be each other's strength when the other one's weak. That's the true meaning of having a purpose. People having the purpose in your life. That's the meaning of having a circle small as a cherry, yo. Because see, the bigger your circle gets, the more you expand your circle, the more people you allow into your circle, the more people change, and the more people you have to watch, more personalities change, more information starts to get spread, more stuff gets to be told. And you know how things get watered down, how gossiping starts. It starts out being one thing, it turns out to be something totally different. It starts out with your husband forgot to pick up some tomato sauce from the supermarket. So your husband was cheating with Tamika at work. And that's how it goes, because as things start to run through the rumor mill, as it starts to flow through that wide circle, see, people start adding more to it. It goes from, yo, my husband forgot to get tomato sauce, and you just sitting here venting because you're frustrated because you wanted to make that spaghetti, that lasagna, and he forgot that spaghetti sauce, to you venting and your friend, oh yeah, he forgot to get the spaghetti sauce, and you know who he's seen at the supermarket. He's seen that girl Tamika they work with, and then it goes from he's seen the girl Tamika at the supermarket to Tamika and him start making plans, and then from them making plans to them going to movies, and before you know it, they was out at an Italian restaurant eating lasagna. So when he forgot the spaghetti sauce, he not only forgot the spaghetti sauce, he met Tamika at the supermarket. They made plans to go out to dinner. They went out to dinner. They went out and ate at an Italian restaurant, ate lasagna. You see how things start to roll out of control, start to expand because your circle's so big. People start to sit here and add input. So people start to feel like they're entitled to have an opinion on your life. Here's the thing, people. Here's the thing, okay? You got a circle, you got friends and stuff. You got to be able to be open to opinions. You got to be open to people hearing things that you might not want to hear. You got to be open to constructive criticism. What I mean by constructive criticism, people, I mean criticism that is told to you that's meant for good, meant for you to change some things that's going wrong in your life, that maybe you're doing life wrong. Maybe some things you didn't see or you didn't recognize you was doing. Constructive criticism, it comes from a positive place. It comes from a place of truly love, not envy. Not because somebody despises you, not because someone sees your downfall, because they truly love you and they speaking life into you. They seeing you coming up short in a certain section in your life, in a certain aspect of your life, so they come into you and they're like, yo, let me give you some constructive criticism so that I can help you, so I can advance you. But see, some of us, we're not open to that. Nah, we're not open to that. Because see, some of us live with this idea that, you don't know everything goes in my life. You don't know everything goes in my house. All you know is what I tell you. That's true. That's true. I mean, you can't argue with that, You can't argue with that, I only know what people tell me, okay? I can draw a conclusion about other things and what I believe, the other things that fill in the blanks that the person left when they tell me a story. But truthfully, I'm just assuming. I don't know all the facts. I don't know what happened. There's three sides to every story. There's his side, her side, and there's truth, okay? So I don't always know. So when you try to give a person constructive criticism, when you try to tell a person like, oh man, you should stop telling everybody, Vicky, Shirley, and Lisa all your business about your husband. Maybe you should take it easy on him. I know he forgot the spaghetti sauce at the supermarket, but instead of telling Vicky, Lisa, and Shirley about him getting the tomato sauce, but instead of degrading him, like, yo, maybe you should just, be a little more patient. He has like a larger load at work, and you did say, he's working a lot overtime. He hasn't been getting a lot of sleep because he's been getting up a lot earlier, going to bed a lot later. So maybe, that's why he forgot the tomato sauce. Just take it easy on you. See, then when you give that advice and that's constructive criticism, like, oh, you might just be being too hard, it might be mistaken. Because you got to be careful, people, when you circle. You got to be careful, people. You gotta be careful a person's purpose. You gotta be careful how a person reacts, their intention. Because you say that and you mean it all well. You're not sitting here trying to hit on their husband. You're not sitting here telling them how to live their lives. You're just trying to tell them, like, people, I'm just trying to give you a different angle of how to see things. But see, you got that person you tell that to, and see, you got these people in your circle sometimes who they're not accepting of constructive criticism. See, they're gonna talk to you like, well, you don't know everything going on in my life because he ain't just forget the spaghetti sauce. He forgot the breadsticks. And last week I told him to get the cooking oil because I wanted to make some fried chicken. He forgot that. And then the week before that, I told him to get some sugar. He forgot the sugar. Then I told him to get some flour. I wanted to bake a cake. He forgot the flour. So you don't know everything going on in my life. He forgets too much. So you don't know what's going on in my house. So mind your business. And that's what people say to you. But see, that's a person that don't want constructive criticism. That's a person that's not looking to fix their issue. That's a person that's not looking to see things from a different angle. It's a person that's so wrapped up in their own self-rage, in their own self-indulgence, that they can't see that they're wrong in the situation or see from another person's perspective, or that sometimes you just got to back off because you're pushing somebody too hard and you're not taking into account how somebody's feeling, what someone's going on, what led to someone making a mistake. So in that case, okay, in that case, you got to sit here and you got to assess that person's purpose inside of your small circle. Because see, if that person can't sit here and assess and recognize their mistakes when dealing with their husband, and the fact that maybe they're being a little too critical of their husband or their wife, they're being too critical, and if they can't acknowledge their mistakes and they can't accept constructive criticism, then you got to ask yourself a question. How much do I want this person in my circle? Because if this person can't recognize their mistakes, if this person can't acknowledge their mistakes, their shortcomings, if this person is not open to criticism, is not open to different angles of seeing things, then what angle are they going to give it to me? See, when I come and I make the mistake, and I'm coming to you now, the same person said you don't know all things going in life, and you go to them and you're all pissed off, you all upset about your boss. Yo, my boss keep getting on me because I was 10 minutes late. So what? I was 10 minutes late. I only been 10 minutes late all this week. The last couple of years, I ain't been late all last 3-4 years. I ain't been late in 4 years. But this is just because this week, every day this week, I've been 10 minutes late. Now my boss won't rag on me. F my boss. I'm about to quit my job. I'm going there and tell them tomorrow I'm cussing them out. All right. Here's a person, the same person that can't look from a different angle. This is a person in your small circles. Still talking about small circles, people. Small circles, you gotta make sure what is someone's purpose in your circle, okay? This person who can't look at it from a different angle is only gonna see it from an angle of rage, angle of not being able to acknowledge their own self-purpose, their own mistakes, so they're gonna sit here and just coach you on. Coach you on, yeah, go cuss the boss out. Yeah, you should quit the job. You don't need that job anyway. I know a job paying you $30 a month. $30 a month. $30 an hour. They pay you $30 an hour, but yeah, quit that job. F that boss. You ain't like that boss anyway. You don't really like that job anyway. You don't need it. Go collect unemployment. Unemployment, they give you extra $500 on top of unemployment now. Not leaving out the fact that in another 2 months, that's going to get cut off. Not leaving out the fact you might not get unemployment if you quit your job. They didn't give you that part. They just telling you, dude, just go ahead and wild out at work. How important is that person? How much of a purpose is that person who can't accept constructive criticism, who also can't see things from a different angle? How much of a purpose do they serve into your life? They're leading you to your downfall. They're putting their hands on your back and marching with you and ready to push you through the door right up that cliff. Right into the ground. You know what they're going to say? That person going to say, well, I didn't tell you quit your job. I just told you to speak up to your boss when you was complaining about it. I just told you what you want to hear. And that's what they're going to say to you. They're going to say, yo, I didn't tell you quit your job. You chose to quit your job. That was your choice. I didn't say quit it. And you can't mad at them because that same person couldn't take responsibility in their own situation. So how you get mad when they can't take responsibility when they lead you and help you and coach you and persuade you to do something that you shouldn't do? You got to watch who's in your circle, people. Check people's purpose. Check people's attention. See, sometimes you look at your mom, you look at your dad, you look at your brothers and your sisters, and you think because they're your close, immediate family, that they got your back, that they're going to support you, that they are truly going to be the identification of ride or die. I mean, come on, think about it. Your mom and dad gave birth to you. They gave you life. Your brothers and sisters grew up in the same household with you in most cases. If not, at least they share the same blood as you, or some of the same blood as you. Let's say a baby. I don't know. Maybe a baby. I don't know. But anyway, you thinking that, yo, they got me. Nobody else got me. They got me. I know, blood's thicker than water. We always heard that growing up. Blood's thicker than water, And that blood always got your back. I mean, they're the ones going to want to see you win if nobody else does, right? They're going to be the ones who sit here when you call and you upset and you crying or you down. They're going to be the ones sitting here ready to help you out, right? They're going to be the ones reach their hand out to you and pick you up when you're on the ground, right? I mean, if you tell them your deepest, darkest secrets, which you don't want nobody else to know, you don't want nobody to know that right now you're going through a financial hardship. Not because, you embarrassed by it. Maybe you are embarrassed by it, but the point is, you don't want nobody to know about that. So you call them, ask them to borrow a couple $100 because your check is short, you can't pay your electric bill, you call them crying, you thinking that person right there, they got your best interest, right? Your aunt, your uncle, blood is thicker than water. They got your back, right? So you do it, and you find out that other people sitting there talking about your situation. You walk into a barbecue, and you wonder why everybody looking at you strange. You wonder why people stop talking once you start going around. Why people cover their mouth as they talking and stuff. You wonder why people keep pointing at you and whispering. And you wonder why. It's because you thought your mom had your back. But see, your mom, yeah, she loaned you that money, but she couldn't wait to go tell somebody that you needed it. Your cousins, your brother and sister, you talk to them about your personal business. You sit here venting to them, but they couldn't wait to go tell somebody what you was venting about, though. Oh, they couldn't wait to go tell. Ooh, they couldn't wait to go tell. As soon as you got the phone, they picked up the phone. Whoever you was venting about, let me call them up and let them know what's going on. You want to call and talk to them. They can come call and vent to you. They can call you. They can call you any time of night. They can call you 5 o'clock in the morning. They can call you 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, crying on the phone when you won't be there. And wherever that conversation is, it's going to be between you and them. But see, here's the thing about small circle people. You have to think about your family too. You always leave a spot in that small circle for family because you always got to have a part for family because at the end of the day, if nobody else got your back, family got your back. Blood is thicker than water, but what you don't realize is family be the one sticking you in harder. They be the first ones trying to stick you in. They the ones sitting there praying on you downfall the hardest. Because see, family has that front row view. They seem to come up, okay? They seem to come up. But similar to celebrities, when you see a celebrity and they come up and you don't see, them crawling from the bottom to the top. See, when Kevin Hart came up, you didn't see him doing Paper Soldiers and small movies you didn't see the pilot shows that he filmed but never ever made to TV. So, you see him now. Sold out arenas. You see him now, sold out movie theaters. You see him now, this big guy, but see, you missed all the part that he had to struggle and work up. You didn't see the part when he had to have his mom help him pay the rent. You didn't see the part where he was driving somebody else to New York to comedy shows. You missed that part. It's similar to the situation to Kevin Hart. Is your family don't see the part where you struggling and you trying to climb to the top. They ain't see the part when you was struggling and you was walking to work. They ain't see the part when you was catching the bus. They ain't see the part when you was struggling. So when they looking at you and they see where you are now, they gonna forget about the crawl. They gonna forget about the climb, and all they gonna do is see you where you are. And you allowing space in your circle for that person who refused to see your growth, refused to see how hard you climbed and worked to get to where you are. And they can not only see it, but they cannot recognize. They cannot be happy for your growth. They cannot be happy for your success because according to for them to be successful, you have to dim your lights so that theirs can be brighter. And I'm telling you right now, people, family be the ones that try to get you. You think blood's thicker than water? Well, let me tell you something from experience. I'm telling you what, blood may be thicker than water, but that water's been there to wash that blood out my shirt when it got dirty, when it got stained. That blood's been there when I was sitting there, you at your down this moment, when you at your damn this moment. That water was there to clean your clothes and wash the dirt and grime off you. It was there to wash the mud off your knees when you fell on your knees. It was there to wash the mud off your back. That water was there so you. So I know blood's thicker than water, but don't forget something. Water washes the hell out of you. See, your clothes, when you put them in the washing machine, you think the soap does all the work, right? The soap detergent, it breaks up the dirt. But without the water, that soap can't do much of anything, can it? It can't do anything. All it's going to do is eventually dry up in there. It only can get clean without that water. So when you're talking blood sticking in water, I'm just thinking about it, people. Sometimes water is the people who's trying to stand up for you. The people who are truly trying to fight for you. There's people that truly support you. It ain't the people that's talking about that was your day one, A1. It ain't the people who talk about social media, what they're going to do and how they're going to ride for you. It's the people who stand and show for you. Show through actions, not through words. When you consider in your circle, you need to consider everybody's purpose and consider your purpose for other people. See, well, once again, what we confuse is when we talk about purposes, we think about what somebody do for us. Well, don't recognize what we need to be able to do for them. What are we given to get from this person? What is this person giving so that they don't feel like they're being mistreated? They don't feel like they're being misled, so that they don't feel like they're being betrayed and left out. They're being shortchanged. You gotta make a smaller circle, people. You gotta watch who allow your circle. Because I'm gonna say this to you one more time, people. It's the people who are around you, the people who you're not watching. It's not the friends, it's the people who you're not watching, who you refuse to recognize. It's the ones holding the knife behind their back. They're smiling, shaking your hand. But the handshake ain't matching your smile. You better check this out, people. See, my circle is small as a Cheerio. There's some people that can't get my attention. They can't pay me to be an audience in my life. They can't. You see, because they did something to make me feel uncomfortable. Or maybe they feel like I did something to make them feel uncomfortable. Either way, I look at it this way. I'm going to stay in my lane, and I'll politely ask you to stay in yours. Because see, my circle, it has to be small. So if something goes wrong in my circle, then I know who it is, what went wrong. And because a chain is only strong as its weakest link. Think about that. I want to thank you for joining me for another episode of Past and Present Podcast. Remember to like, comment, subscribe to my channel, Henry's House Media Productions. Share this video with many people as possible. And thank you for joining me. I only got a few things left to say, y'all. Stay woke, stay focused. Most important, stay tuned. Peace.